Have you ever dreamed of dropping everything and just disappearing? Your job, your gray routine, your carefully structured life. Just leave it all behind and buy a one-way ticket somewhere far away. Start fresh. A clean slate. A new life. Zaliya, the woman at the center of today's story, didn't just dream about it. She did it. Smart. Beautiful. A teacher from Chelyabinsk, Russia. One day, she realized she wasn't really living her life, she was surviving it. And so she left. But while she chased freedom and self-discovery, what found her instead was something much darker. Zaliya was born in 1995 in a small Russian town called Uchely, a quiet place between Bashkortostan and the Chelyabinsk region. One of those towns where everyone knows everyone, and news spreads faster than Wi-Fi. She was a bright kid, top of her class, involved in everything: concerts, school events, academic competitions. The kind of student who's always front and center, leading the anthem, reciting poems, organizing 3 things at once. She loved languages, especially English. By 16, she was reading Shakespeare in the original, not for grades, but because she genuinely loved words. Her family always supported her. So when she decided to study in Chelyabinsk, everyone was on board. She got into South Ural State University in 2013, dove headfirst into student life, and even carried the Olympic torch during the 2014 Sochi Games. She was always moving forward, eventually teaching English and HR, building her own course from scratch, respected by students and praised by colleagues. On paper, it was perfect. But inside? She felt empty. Every day became the same. Meetings. Lectures. Bed. Repeat. Her calendar looked robotic. No space to breathe, no space to live. Until one day, she'd had enough. She quit her job, booked a one-way flight to Cape Town, and left Russia behind. No detailed plan. Just her laptop, some savings, and a burning desire to live. For the next year, Zaliya lived the life most people only dream about. South Africa, Namibia, Tanzania, Botswana. New places every few weeks. New people. New energy. She worked remotely, taught online, kept in touch with family. Her social media was full of sunsets, oceans, markets, laughter, the world through wide-open eyes. Eventually, she landed in Mauritius, that tropical paradise you see in vacation ads: beaches, palm trees, fresh mangoes from the tree. She shared an apartment with another Russian girl, made new friends, and started learning French to better blend in. One of those new friends was a local man named Puria Versing Sunder. Let's just call him Sunder. They'd first connected on a dating app over a year earlier. Casual chats, harmless flirting. But now, on the island, they started seeing each other in real life. It wasn't official, but it wasn't nothing either. Somewhere in between. That's when things took a very dark turn. August 17th. A Saturday. Zaliya told her parents she was going on a short mountain trip with a friend. Said she'd be back by evening. Calm voice. Nothing unusual. But she never came back. Her phone went silent. No messages. No stories. Nothing. And Zaliya never just disappeared. She always kept her word. Always. Her family knew something was wrong, and they were right. What unraveled next could be a script for a horror film. Except this isn't fiction. This is real. She just went for a walk. That was his story. When police questioned Sunder, the last person seen with her, he said she asked to stop the car during the drive, wanted to take a solo walk in the mountains to clear her head. He claimed she disappeared after that. And at first, he sounded believable. Calm. Cooperative. He even came to the station voluntarily. But something didn't sit right. Why would someone go hiking alone in a remote area they've never been to, with the person who invited them just sitting in the car? As police dug deeper, contradictions started piling up. Zaliya and Sunder weren't just friends, they'd been romantically involved. She had considered staying in Mauritius long-term. But there was also someone new in her life. A new relationship. And Sunder knew about it. That was the trigger. According to investigators, Sunder had planned to propose to her during that mountain trip. When she refused, he snapped. Except this wasn't a crime of passion. This was premeditated. He had a knife, plastic sheets, and a shovel, all in the car. He chose a remote, abandoned area with no cameras and no witnesses. This wasn't spontaneous. This was calculated. He confessed. But only when the evidence cornered him. They found blood in his car, microscopic traces under the seat, on the seatbelt, in the trunk. He tried to clean it, but not well enough. Eventually, Sunder led police to where he buried her body. And then came the worst detail of all. Zaliya's tongue had been cut out. Not damaged, deliberately removed. Her throat too. This wasn't just murder. It was meant to silence her, even in death. The autopsy showed over 20 injuries. She didn't die quickly. He wanted her to suffer. And yet, despite the confession, despite the overwhelming evidence, despite everything, a year later there's still no trial. Justice delayed is justice denied. Zaliya's family, especially her mother, is devastated. They're watching the man who murdered their daughter sit in a holding cell, while his relatives post speech selfies like nothing happened. There are fears the case is being buried. The police unit handling it was disbanded. The pace of the investigation has slowed to a crawl. Her family is pleading for action. For justice. For closure. And that's where we come in. At Into the Dark, we tell stories like this so they're not forgotten. Zaliya was kind, trusting, full of life. She believed the world was good. She gave people chances. That's not a flaw. That's a strength. The blame lies with the one who took advantage of her trust. Who planned her murder because he couldn't handle rejection. This video won't bring her back. But it might help bring justice. So please, leave a comment, share this story, talk about it. The more eyes on this case, the harder it is to ignore. Let's make sure her story is heard and remembered. Thank you.